Welcome to the 7 Days to Die Melee Weapon Guide. So in this video, we'll be going over how to use each melee weapon in brief so you can have a good idea of what to do if you're learning a new weapon or are a bit rusty. Before we start, remember to spend your perks into Strength and Tyrannosaurus if you're playing Alpha 20. Then perk immediately into the melee skill of your choice before spending perks on anything else. This is a must at high difficulties. If you do it right, you can get 3 out of 10 strength and 2 out of 4 Tyrannosaurus with your first 4 skill points. As soon as you do your quest, spend those points before starting to melee zombies. First off is the Sledgehammer. The Sledgehammer is arguably the best melee weapon, but it can be hard to use at first because of the slow swing speed and high stamina usage. You'll want to right click the zombie first in the chest in hopes of knocking them down. Then left click at neck level until dead. Often the zombie gets knocked down with the first or second swing, but this isn't guaranteed. However, this pattern should still work. When you get the higher tier sledgehammers, you can also just left click until dead, or left click till you get a knockdown, and then right click while they're on the ground. Make sure to abuse the sledgehammer's long range by repositioning at max range with each swing, leading the zombie on. I do not advise right-clicking the zombie more than once, as this will destroy your stamina. Clubs and bats can be tricky to land. Therefore, hit center mass in the chest on the first hit to stagger the zombie. Follow this up by right-clicking at neck level no more than 3 times. If the zombie is still alive after that, left-click until dead. Make sure you have full stamina before each fight is critical when using club weapons. When speccing into clubs, try to get a bat as quickly as possible, as this will substantially increase your damage and make killing zombies much easier. For whatever reason, on high difficulties, crouching while swinging clubs seems to do way better than standing up. Try it and see for yourself. Spears are tough to use. While left-clicking does considerably less damage than throwing the spear, left-click has the longest range of any melee weapon in the game. So abuse that by keeping at max range from the zombie. I would only use spears if you are confident in your aim when throwing the spear and won't lose the spear after throwing. Left click the neck of the zombie at range until you get a knockdown. Then throw while on the ground. I would not recommend the spear at high difficulties and run speeds unless you're cheesing. This video was made during Alpha 20. The developers plan to buff the spear considerably and replace throwing with a conventional power attack. Spears are definitely worth checking out in Alpha 21. Only use knives if you don't mind the XP loss that happens from killing with bleeds, and are going for a sneak attack build. I do not recommend knives at higher run speeds. Engage the zombie and run away as soon as you land a power attack. Standing your ground is ill-advised. Keep hitting and running until the zombie dies. This could take a while at high difficulties. If that doesn't sound like that's for you, I would skip this weapon or wait till you get a machete. The bone and hunting knife just aren't worth it as a primary weapon at higher difficulties. It can be done, but it's much easier if you're new to learn and use another melee weapon. However, the machete is a highly effective primary weapon, especially while sneaking. So you could always wait until you get a machete to spec into knives. Batons are great against single targets. They even hold their own at higher difficulties. Their only weakness is their low damage per swing, but they make up for this by almost always stunning and staggering the zombie with every hit. Normally with full stam you can right click with the pipe baton until dead. Make sure you aim for the chest to stagger, then aim for the neck afterwards. When using a stun baton, left-click the zombie's neck until the zombie is electrified, usually after 3 swings. Then right-click the zombie's neck until dead. You can also step back and regen stam while the zombie is electrified. Try to avoid fighting multiple zombies. Fist weapons are great at lower difficulties, though they are still very viable at higher difficulties. Don't use fists until you have iron knuckles. Once you do, try to get access to beer ASAP. Drink beer at higher difficulties to increase damage by 300%. Make sure you're collecting brawling books. These really boost the effectiveness of brawling. When fighting a zombie, make sure you're at full stamina and right-click the neck first while running at them. If it's a single zombie, right-click the neck until dead. When fighting multiple zombies, alternate between left and right click. This balances out stam usage for multiple engagements. When you've got the right brawling books, getting hit won't matter as much because you'll get a hit point for each strike. That's it. Feel free to leave a comment if there's something I missed. If you like my stuff, you know what to do. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.